order, please stand and do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jake, please do roll call.
Keisha Johnner, Jim Mueller.
Here.
Steve McCombs. Here.
Entertain a motion for today's agenda.
Move to approve today's agenda.
McCombs. Aye. Mueller.
Aye.
Johnner.
Hi. On to communications. Jake, do you have any communications?
No.
Or it's not.
I have one thing that I'd like to mention, and that is the return of the Leadership Red Rock program this spring. Start in January and it'll run through May. It'll be the second Tuesday of the month. And it's great for potential and upcoming leaders within the community. More information can be found on the Marion County website or contact the development office.
Oh, yeah. Red Rock Leadership, that's a wonderful program.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Jim. Nothing else? On to public comments. This is the portion of the agenda which we hear from the public. These are will be items that are not below on the agenda. These could be possibly future agenda items. Is there any public comments? Nothing online. Moving on to the consent agenda. Entertain a motion for today's consent agenda.
Move to approve today's consent agenda.
Support.
Mueller.
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs. Aye.
On to business. Before us board is item number 1, which is the special event application for Ride Knoxville Living Windows. Board, if you'll remember, we did have this last meeting, but there was just a couple changes that were brought before us, and so I felt that it was important that it be brought before the board so that everybody, whether it's public or employees, are fully aware. It's my understanding the site plan now has included using the North Courthouse parking lot for food vendors from 4 to 8. So that would be the courthouse where the employees park, the north side. Is that what they're saying, or what kind of they saying this?
I'm not sure exactly if they only want half of it. I think the assumption would be that it would be the entire parking lot at 4 o'clock. They close the street anyway, so it should not be an issue. We'll try to send out a reminder.
Okay. And so I do think that I have talked to Chris Nestaby. He called me this morning. He couldn't be with us, but he had no issues with this. And then I think there was something else, wasn't there, that they were going to do? Maybe I don't remember.
I thought the only change this time was they want to bring in the food trucks.
Okay, all
I
right.
think we talked about using my office's window last time.
Okay, was that what it
That's
was?
the only thing that'll be in the courthouse.
So 4 to 8, and there it sounds like there's only gonna be the one person in the courthouse to draw, and that would be the chamber person, and that's going to be worked out with Chris, and I think maybe Tyler is going to be maybe involved in helping get somebody in the building. I did see his name suggested in here, so. But board, if you have any questions,
Move to approve.
Second. Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs. Aye. Mueller.
Aye.
Jake, would you make sure, just to send out a reminder, a day or two before, so that everybody knows. We parking there after lunch. Item number 2 is Marion County Compensation Board appointment. The board, last time I had made mention in the updates that I would be bringing before you our compensation board appointment. So this year, Bill Shepherd was up. I have communicated with Mr. Shepherd. He is willing to serve again as our representative if that's who we choose to go with. I don't know, Jim, if you're familiar with Mr. Shepherd. Mr. Shepherd was a supervisor in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. Obviously understands what the compensation board has been our appointment for the last several years. So this would be giving him a 3-year term. to end in 2020. So 3-year term, right? So, yeah, so, yeah, the end of 2028, so, yeah.
I'm fine with Bill.
But yeah, I guess 6/30/29 is what it says. So, all right, you're fine with that? Good. All right, entertain a motion to appoint, Bill Shepherd. Station board.
I'm going to approve, to appoint Bill Shepherd to compensation board representing board of supervisors.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
John.
Aye. Item number 3 is resolution 2025-91. This is Marion County Junction 92 project, which is our road department. And we have Mr. Hatch with us today. Thank you for on behalf of Tyler. Thank you for coming. So what do we have before us? Brad?
Yeah, thank you. This is change order number 8. It is for 1,000, it's for an addition of $1,412.36. Just kind of a small oversight between all of us. We have exposed data cable running throughout the building, which is no issue. But we didn't think about the small piece that ran across the wash bay area that would be exposed to the water. So it was kind of one of those last minute, like, oh yeah, this is going to be wet. So we had to the $1,400 is to install conduit across the wash bay so we could get the data cabling out to cameras on the west edge of the building. So that's really all that's about.
Makes sense to me. Or do you have any questions in regarding that?
Was there an open tray before that? And they're just substituting regular closed conduit for an open tray?
Yeah, the remainder of the building is just open. Yeah, it just runs in hooks or a tray, where it's no weather to it, not an issue. And then there's a wall dividing the wash bay where we didn't stop and think
So
about.
not removing the tray and substituting.
No, just
Conduit.
installing.
Just something brand new.
Yeah, exactly.
Total hand.
Just a kind of a miss that we weren't thinking about.
No worries.
Before we vote on this, Brian, do you have an update regarding Junction 92 or anything?
Yeah, sure.
Progressing.
We are slowly creeping towards the end of the project, looking at substantial completion date. We've been working with the architects on what that date will be, trying to set that date with the general contractor so we can all agree on a date. And then once that date is set, that will allow mechanical, electrical, architectural, structural, all those different people to go out and do a final punch list. We have been working with the architect on how we complete that punch list and make sure it's satisfactory before we check off on everything and say it's over and done. Although we may not move in that minute. Usually I think my understanding from them, they consider substantial completion the day that you're moving in there. That's what we're trying to work through now, is putting a date on it, even though we may not be moving in that exact day. Still trying to get to that point of substantial completion. So we are getting there. It's close. A lot of the contractors are finishing up some last minute things, trying to get to that point. So I would assume in the next few weeks here, we'll probably be coming up with a date to call it to say substantial completion, where we can go and start doing a punch list. From there, there'll be items that need to be cleaned up after that punch list is produced.
So that the public understands, that building, what you're seeing right now, out there, what we call Junction 92, that would be then for the Knoxville shop, the clay shop, and the Pella shop, correct?
That's correct,
Okay.
yes.
And then administrative wise, like the county engineer's office, the administrating, that building, then there's going to be a building which would be just south or right on the ground, but just adjacent. And that will be built in the spring, is that correct? It's a smaller, obviously, building.
Yeah, it would be a smaller office building that would sit in between the highway and the current building that you're seeing, our maintenance building that you see there now. So yeah, it's a smaller, we'll call it, 50 by 60, 70, somewhere in there type of building. That plan is, yes, to try to build that next year during the construction season. So we will be out at the current engineer's office for the remainder of this year and into next year, probably most of next year while construction is happening. Once that's completed, that will move the engineer's office and the mechanic's office that they will already be out there. So that will completely remove us from that conservation area that we're currently in, yes.
Real quick question on the engineering, building. Has that been designed or the bid let? Because hopefully Freiholz is not gonna build that one.
Good question. It has been designed, it has not been let yet, so we're working through that right now.
Yes, and I think that we're trying to work maybe with our facilities department and regarding some of oversight of that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to split that up into a few more bid package items, so we have a little more control over those bids and try to have a little more oversight on some of those projects going on.
And I'd like to make sure whatever contract we have has some hooks in it so that you've got a completion date that then has some significant penalties to the contractor when they're delayed, because this whole process has been painful for everybody, including me, who just came on it after everything was done. I've never seen a job delayed to this extent ever in my entire career, and this is just irritating to me. Should never happen.
So, and this is where it is really difficult, because I want the public to make sure everybody is aware. This was paid by county dollars that we currently hold. This was not a bond. And so I do know when dealing, with the engineer's office, they were trying to keep costs down, and sometimes, when you put them at a deadline, they kind of estimate higher costs. So I think it's hard, because the way we planned this, we were doing this over multiple years, and we we're trying to pay for it in-house. And I think we've all been a little frustrated. I don't disagree with you on that, Jim. And I think taking maybe the general contractor out of this and maybe allowing some of that to be in-house, and so separating it, hopefully the administrative building is going to be handled much differently, so.
And I just, from the engineer's office perspective, we completely share your same thoughts, on we're frustrated as well, and it's not from lack of trying. We're doing everything we can to try to push it forward and make the best product possible. But it's a very difficult process, and it is.
And my comment is not related to
I
our
understand,
efforts.
yeah.
My comments are directed at the contractor and his
With-
lack of effort.
Yep. Yeah, frustrating process. Hopefully we'll get through it and all will be well in the end.
Valuable lesson learned.
Anyways, board before us, obviously we had Junction 92, and that would be approving this resolution in regarding this change order. Do we have a motion?
One more question before we take that motion, and maybe this is directed more towards Jake. As far as the payments on all these, is the remaining payment only the retainage? Have we submitted how much of that $5.6 million has been issued to the contractor or the subs?
I don't know off the top of my head. I believe it would flow through, here, right? Is that what it's
I mean,
showing?
typically there's a 5% retainage.
Yeah, well, they have not released retainage.
I would hope
they-
not
no.
a bunch, but
No, the retainage has not been released. They don't release that until they'll get through their punch list. I'm not sure on the remaining contract. It might be up there. I'm having a hard time seeing it.
Yeah.
if you could verify that
Yeah.
and send me a note, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Move to approve the change order number 8.
Second.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thanks for answering all of our extra questions. Appreciate it. Item number 4 is Iowa State Association of Counties, which we call ISAC, is request for financial support. Board, it's been brought to my attention that ISAC is reaching out to every county in the state in regarding trying to get some extra funding. They're requesting a minimum of $500 to be pledged in the amount to go towards this amicus brief. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I do know that the briefs are rather expensive. They're quite cumbersome, and this would be in regarding my understanding to do something with the pipeline. I know that not necessarily are we in Marion County affected by the pipeline, but we know that there's counties in the state, and this could easily be us if it was something different. So I have had constituents, I've had fellow county supervisors reach out to me and asking for support. I didn't feel that it was anything of a large amount. Jake, have we done any of this before? Have we ever supported, do you recall?
I don't recall. I feel like there may have been some joint efforts around the state, through ISAC for some projects. Would never have been a big number. It may have been a contribution like this. I think they're asking $500, I think.
I guess my
I
question.
don't recall exactly, if the county has paid over the years for a joint effort like that, I'm just not sure.
My question is, if this is successful, is this something that's going to affect every county as far as their zoning laws, that they can't be circumvented by the federal government?
Well,
Is that my understanding of this amicus brief?
yeah, so my understanding, it makes the argument and highlights the importance of local control. Trying to not take away our control, and that we at the county level should be able to state what we feel that our zone should be.
Okay, well, before we, here's what I'm not opposed to help fund something that's a legitimate ask. My only concern is that in the future, we have to be very judicious on how we expend our funds when we're asked for money, because we have probably future funding issues ourselves as far as cost of materials, we're at writing and equipment. I just want to be, I'm not opposed to a legitimate ask, but the numbers, they're at 500 if the total cost is $25,000. If every county gives, that's $49,500. It says here
That'd be that.
you can above or below the amount of 500. If each county gives, that'd be like $250 some dollars. If each county, that's what I'm at.
So, yeah, so you're saying if every county gives the 500, they're meeting, they're going above and beyond.
Yeah, probably.
And so, yes, so that, I felt like it was important that we discuss it, and just talk about it as a board. So,
Well, like I said, I don't have a problem with it. It's a legitimate ask, and it's going to help Marion County in the future. If that's why I asked if it's successful. Will we have more control over our local zoning law?
And looking at it, and I don't disagree with you, Steve, I think that's something that we all need to be concerned about. But as Keisha pointed out, this particular issue does not directly impact Marion County today, but it could, based upon court precedent, impact us in some future endeavor where somebody's trying to do a pipeline that interferes with current zoning process that would be supported by the federal or even suspecting the state government. And I think what this, as I read it, this really is zeroing in on zoning ordinances impacting any hazardous material pipelines as it may impact our local ordinances. So I don't think it's necessarily a full stop on any government process. I think it's only impacting those hazardous material transportation processes that may impact our zoning ordinances specifically. And I think from my perspective, I think I would actually appreciate local control in some of those so that you can have input on anything that's a hazardous material like that. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever. So, but I agree with you, Steve. I think we should put in the pro rata share of 99 counties. That's $250. I'm perfectly fine with $250.
Yeah, I'm fine with that also. Especially, that was my point, that in the future, if this will help us get local control in the future, I'm all for it, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
I'm assuming they're counting on not 99 counties getting, and so that's why they went above and beyond, and I get that, so.
Sure.
But if the board feels, they wanna give, you know, if you feeling more comfortable with 250, I think any amount would be appreciated, I mean, so. It's whatever we're feeling, so, but I get your concern. Okay, we have, comment? Okay. Yes, it's about maintaining local, okay, so this is from our planning and zoning. Yes, it's about maintaining local control, although the pipeline doesn't impact Marion County, there would be other things such as solar or wind situation that could come into play. Thank you. So, yeah. So,
I'm all about both.
right. Yeah, so would you feel more comfortable, Steve, that are you looking at 250?
Well, I just mentioned that, but you're probably right, not every county is going to support this. No, I'm fine with the 500. You know, but if every county gets 500, though, they're gonna kick back.
Well, I think that there's probably, I don't know, probably more legal things that maybe they're looking at, hopefully they can continue to press, so.
It's unfortunate that we have to do this to maintain local control.
That's it, yeah, makes it difficult, so. All right,
No, I'm fine with the 500.
okay, so are you willing to make a motion to, make a pledge to, Iowa State Association of Counties in regards to.
When our funding issues come, can we go ask people for money? Yeah, I make a motion that we contribute $500 to the amicus brief support.
I'll second.
John,
Aye.
Combs,
Aye.
Mueller,
On to item number 5, Board of Supervisors updates, Mr. Wheeler.
Just had a conservation board later next week and.
Mr. McCombs.
Yeah, we had a landfill meeting Monday and we made an offer for a new director. The old director is going to retire. I don't know the status of that yet. I have a meeting tomorrow and we will decide if that person is going to accept.
Thank you, Steve. Board, just a few updates for you. Salary study is coming along. Have been meeting with Beth and Lisa regarding that, so it's been about a weekly thing, so hopefully in the near future, we're getting closer. We're not done, but we're getting closer, so. Next week I have Board of Health meeting, and final thing is, Mr. Nestaby had reached out to Pleasantville FFA for a sign for, our desk here, and, that sign is getting very close. So hopefully in the near future, the sign will be placed and it'll be our Marion County logo. And I'm excited, and, the kids, the one picture that I've seen, the kids have done a great job, so.
Assuming it's not what I suggest.
Probably not. They not. So, but yes, so watch for that in the near future, and kudos to the FFA group for taking that on. I'm grateful for that. Nothing else? Okay.
I do have one real quick question. Maybe this should be directed again to Jake. Sorry to put you on the hot seat again. It comes to my attention that there are times, and this amicus brief question kind of bubbles up to bring this to the forefront for me is, how does the county, do we have a budget for donations and how do we manage that? Have we done things in the past, or has it always just been one-offs? Or, because I know that there are other situations out there where we support nonprofits and things, and how would we handle that going forward?
yeah, so, without detail, we're looking at Department 99, which is non-departmental budget, it would be general fund, non-departmental. I believe there is a line, they used to do a revolving loan type situation with, like, way back in the beginning of my time anyway, and there was a budget amount. I do feel like there is a small line item in that Department 99. There's also, like a miscellaneous area. So it would come from Department 99. It would need to fit within a budget. But there is some, things for some room in that Department 99 budgets for items like this that aren't huge, that come up that it can be fit under, or it would require a budget amendment.
Okay.
And so for this amount, it easily fits under a miscellaneous line item.
I'm thinking about this, but also
But-
others as well, so that I'm just trying to
Yeah, I
get my
probably
legs under me on that.
I just don't know each line in there without looking, but we again can sure look and
I'd appreciate
shut
that.
it down.
Thank you.
Good question. So.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn.
I'll support.
McCombs?
Aye.
Mueller?
Aye.
John?
Thank you, everyone.